Well, I just got back from 4 days away. Let's check out this fish room. Certain things I look for right away when I get back from a trip. Let's go ahead and take a walkthrough and see how things did in the 4 days I was away. Naturally, the first thing is to check out the condition of the fish, make sure the fish are all good, looking good and healthy. Let's go ahead and take a look at each tank, starting here with the 210 gallon right here on my right. Fish in the 210 are looking good. The tank itself looks in good shape. The lights are out, so they're all a little calm right now. Looks good, and I'll check the sump to make sure none of the socks are overflowing, but I would say this tank is in tip-top shape. Behind this tank over here, there's a very small tank full of plecos. Baby plecos. I give them some of the protein pellets that I give the cichlids, but I also give them, of course, their pleco wafers. Silver dollars look great. They're going to be joined by some red hook silver dollars that are coming in. But the two of them are looking great. This tank looks good. Filtration looks good. No overflow on the marine land filter, so that filter's in great shape. And the temperature looks good, 78.9. So that's looking great. Some of the plants can use a wipe off too. For the most part, they're in decent shape, but you can see some brown algae that's showing up on some of them. A quick little wipe off with a sponge. Here's the community tank. I'm going to be putting in some real plants in this tank very soon, but the fish are looking great. There's some waste on the bottom that's going to have to get vacuumed up. Not really a big deal. A little bit of buildup on the glass. A little bit of algae buildup. This, for some reason, this one filter, this Expertmatic filter, is disconnecting from the wall. The suction cups maybe are getting old, so I have to replace those. Sometimes if you run hot water over the suction cups, they can take their shape back, but that's going to have to get corrected. Otherwise, this tank looks good, running at about 80.3 degrees. A little vacuuming. A lot of the bigger waste you see down there is from a whiptail catfish that is hiding on top of that enormous E-Heim heater in the background, behind that piece of driftwood. Look at the 90 gallon. We got a little bit of an algae buildup near the bottom. No big deal. I'll use a magnetic glass cleaner, get that touched up. Otherwise, the fish are looking great. Little green tear, red shoulder sebrum, red spotted gold sebrum, some geophagus, JC&P, all looking good. I worked on the filtration, cleaned up the filtration on this tank before I left, so I'm not even going to bother checking. It has 2 marine land filters on it. It's a 29 gallon hospital tank. It's going to need a little bit of a cleanup. It's got some algae on the glass. and some algae that has come loose from the back, probably from these bubbles hitting against it. I usually don't clean up algae on the back of the aquarium, but obviously some of it is broken loose, as well as parts of this wood. This wood seems to be, for some reason, getting real mushy, and pieces of it are just sort of decomposing and breaking off. I may have to pull that wood out and just kind of clean it up with a metal brush, get all that soggy wood off of it. There's an old school Cero sponge filter in here. Does a great job, running on a lithium battery cobalt pump, so that if the power ever goes out, the filtration continues to work. There's also an Expert-Matic in here. Looks like it might be ready to get cleaned up because of all the gunk that's been floating around. And a little red spotted sebrum, keeping this tank alive. Watch for I'm going to be doing a review on this light that was sent to me. It's a submersible light that also releases bubbles. See that? That's an input. That's a hose. Little knob there, little opening there for a hose to connect, so you get air. This is like one big air stone, and a submersible LED light in a variety of colors, patterns. You can even make it flash like a disco light. So I might just be putting it on this tank here, because right now I have a horizon light resting on top of these plastic covers, which are good, but they're not extremely stable. So if someone were to bump it the wrong way, the light would go into the aquarium. So I don't feel too good about that. So I might just end up putting this long, slender light inside of this 20-gallon tall planted community or live bearer tank that I've set up here. The light that's on there now is what used to be on this horizon that's down here on the floor. But as you can see, there's some nice algae buildup on the glass that's got to get scraped up. But the fish look good. Maybe a little vacuuming, there's a little bit of plant matter here. And get that cleaned up. There were some babies in here. Hopefully they didn't get eaten while I was away. I have one fish in a hospital tank that's still alive. I thought he would have been dead about a week ago, but he's hanging on. And so I'm going to keep giving him water changes and salt treatments, and who knows, maybe he'll be a miracle fish. And but he's not looking too good. And here's the betta duplex. I cut him back to 1 feeding a day while I was gone. And you can see they're looking good. Tummies look good. Colors are great. Interacting, vibrant. Maybe I'll keep them on 1 feeding a day. The aquarium itself looks fine. A little bit of algae on the glass right there. So I'll give that a little touch up. Maybe give a touch up to the Anubias. Throw some vitamins, a little bit of maybe put a little bit of liquid vitamins in there for the plants. Temperature is perfect, right around 80 degrees. So that tank's in good shape. Come over here to the 300 gallon. Fish are looking good. Substrate looks in good shape. Temperature on this tank runs at about 80 degrees. There is a heater, a small high-grade titanium heater inside of the sump. So these fish all look in great shape. Call it Kawingi right there. Beautiful fish. Look at the patterns on the body. Love how almost each scale has a different color. Malawi trout's amazing. Sand diver. Living stone eye. Malawi hawk. Turquoise hap. Taiwan reef. No African cichlid tank is complete without a Taiwan reef, right? Beautiful tangerine tiger. Cygnus. Venusus. Chrysogaster. One of the smaller fish in the tank. Probably gets harassed occasionally. One of the things I look for is fin damage on the fish. Might come back, see if anybody was getting into it with anybody. There's gar with crazy mouth. Beautiful strigatus back there. Cousin of the eye biter. Strigatus. And where is the eye biter? Around here somewhere. There he is. Cousin of the strigatus. Doing well since I brought him over from the 55-gallon. Another thing I do, of course, is check on the status of the sumps. And in this case, this sump water level is fine. I might top it off just a little bit. But it looks like one of the socks, the sock right here in front, is overflowing. So that means that that sock has done its job and needs to be swapped out with a clean sock. I have a big stock of them here. So I'll go ahead and swap that sock out. And over here on the under the 300, sump is looking good. Water levels could come up just a hair, but otherwise it looks good. And the sock is not anywhere near overflowing at this point. So this sump is fine, but the other sump needs a little bit of work. So I'll get on that as soon as I'm done with this video. So there it is. I've got a few things to do here in the fish room. Some touch-up, some cleanup, and just minor stuff to get everything back up to the level I want it at. But overall, I would say that everything went well. My my auto feeders, in this case my wife, did a great job taking care of the fish, and I appreciate her for that. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll take another look at things in here on Saturday during the Cichlids and Coffee live stream. Be sure to join me. That's Saturday at 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And if you like the channel, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And let YouTube know that something good is going on here. Hit that notification bell, and that sends a signal to YouTube that something good's going on here, and encourages YouTube to suggest the video to other fish keepers, which is how the channel grows. And we're real close to 50,000 subs, so keep on subbing, or keep on encouraging others to sub, and let's get this channel up over 50,000. Thank you for tuning in, my friends. You are appreciated. And for those of you who'd like to take the support a step further, consider becoming a member of the Garage Gang. And it's a monthly Patreon support for as little as $3 a month. Thank you, my friends, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.